Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Saka here with another episode of NASCAR Racing 2003 season, and we have made it to race 26. We are here at Richmond. This is the cut-off race, and there are many drivers who have to win tonight to advance to the championship. Myself and Brandon, who you can see to my left in that Texaco Havoline Ford, is guaranteed a spot in the postseason. It's just a big race for everyone else. Let's see what we can do here. Richmond is a very fast 3/4 mile D-shaped oval, and turn one is very treacherous. Slow start by the group here. Looks like when the AI is running side by side, they slow each other up, they take away each other's lines. I'm just going to probably ride this race. We're going to do our cut in half strategy that we did in the spring. 20 laps and 20 laps seems to be okay to keep the tires under us. It's only a one stopper for fuel. We have 33 laps in the tank, so if we can get past lap 7, we only have to stop for fuel once, which is excellent. Brandon is making that bottom lane work. Oh, Bill, into me, 3 wide. Bill Elliott is not giving up here. He is under the 25 of Jerry Nadeau. Those guys are racing for their lives. They both need a win to secure their spot. Bill Elliott could point his way to 16th, but bad times would have to happen to Dale Earnhardt Jr. So really the race, the big race for the championship, is between Bill Elliott and Dale Jr. We're just sort of caught in the middle trying to get 3 more bonus points once the race is over. Wins are calculated. Each win is worth 3 bonus points, and we go in pretty much heads up with everyone else going to our first round of Chicago. So we need to come out of this race okay. It's not going to affect our standings if we don't win for sure. Definitely no pressure on us, which is good. We can sort of bide our time, keep the car under us, and try to make smart moves. We don't have to push forward here. Speaking of smart moves, there goes Brandon down to the inside. Looks like they're starting to single file out here. We're already on lap 5 of 40. So we're churning through these laps quickly, 22 seconds a lap, give or take. The tires will start to fall off here at about lap 10 or so, and we may lose about a second. However, riding right here behind Jerry Nadeau, I'm feeling that I'm not pushing my tires. I'm looking out the mirror and I'm not under any sort of pressure whatsoever. I can really let off the gas, let the car roll, don't upset the tires too much, won't heat them up too much, and then make some good moves when these guys start falling off, as the AI historically starts to fall off. As soon as they fall off, they won't have the drive or the grip to get off the corners, and they won't feel so strong going into turn 1, which is our biggest Achilles heel here. The AI really drives into turn 1, and I don't know how they hang it out so much, but my car is nowhere near as stable as theirs in that turn. But from center off, I feel that we have a pretty good car here. Turn 3 and 4, as long as I can sort of dip the apron just a little bit, get the car to turn a touch, we can sort of de-wedge the car there and help our handling a bit. But right here, you're basically holding on for dear life. It's a long turn. You're turning the entire length off of turn 4 all the way through turn 2. So for 3/4 of the 3/4 of a mile, you're turning the steering wheel. And you math majors out there can probably figure out what percentage that is, but I can't. I am not the math wizard. Almost 1/4 of the way through the race already. We're coming around for lap 9, and it looks like Nadeau is starting to give up some time here. Elliott is starting to fight and battle down to the inside. I'm sure Elliott is looking at those rookie stripes on the back of Dale Jr.'s car thinking, be a shame if something were to happen to you and you finish dead last in this race. But Bill doesn't race like that. All right, so it looks like Ryan Newman may be, well, it looks like the 25 slowed up there on corner exit a ton. We will try the high lane. Not really ideal, but we can pick up the gas a little bit sooner. No, Nadeau had some pretty good drive off there. We'll bide our time. We are in no hurry and no rush. We're only 1/4 of the way through the race, halfway to our first round of pit stops. The bottom looks pretty enticing. Let's see if we can get under the 25 here. No, I'm not going to pressure into turn 3 that hard. The AI is completely oblivious to really what you're doing. So when the AI is in front of you, they'll just cut down really hard going into turn 3, and when the AI is behind you, they'll actually try to root you out and get you out of the groove. And if there's anyone above you at that time, then you're both gone, and that little bump is a 2-car crash, perhaps more. Let's focus on our drive off. I think off of turn 4 is where we make our money. And Nadu isn't up to speed as much. I don't think he got off of turn 4 as well as he would have liked. Now we can take the inside here, hold that line, and we've got plenty of tires under us that we can sort of push the issue a little bit more aggressively to get around him. And I believe these cars in front of us are going to start coming back to us. We've saved enough of the car, and we're only halfway through this tire run that we can really start to move forward and make some passes. A top 10 would be nice here. I mean, all the cars in front of us are for position. We are not in danger of going a lap down as of yet. I mean, we're our own worst enemy if we start pressing the issue on all of these turns. And I think right here is where we do it. Right off of turn 4, we have the tires under us to get that bite. We're under Ryan Newman now. Looking under the 94 of Bill Elliott as well. Bill will close the door, but we're setting Bill up. We'll clear Ryan before we get off of turn 2, and that's really important to carry that speed. If we want to pass these guys, we want to make sure that they are cleared before we exit the turn. Just like that. Sort of slide up in front of Bill. Hope he's not too angry. But we did get that spot, and now we're really starting to move forward. It's like that Days of Thunder line. I'm not going faster. Everyone else is just going slower, and these cars are coming back to us. You don't see Darrell Waltrip using up his tires, so we're not going to use up our tires at all. Although you don't really see Darrell Waltrip doing much of anything, so we can't really compare ourselves to Darrell Waltrip, but we can focus on Matt Kenseth here. See if we can get the good run off of turn 2. Looks clean. Can we get him into turn 3? I'm not really sure. Let's take a peek. Yeah, he's going to start dropping back. We do have the tires under us to sort of push. I wouldn't feel as confident doing this early in the race, but in the middle of this run and we're about to pit, I feel that any spot we can make up will just be better for us on pit road. We've got Dale Jr. right in front of us, Bobby Labonte leading his group of 3. We might get a 3-fer. If we can really come off of this turn well and get into turn 1, we might be able to pick him off, but we need to start looking for pit road. We're on lap 19. We're going to pit at the end of lap 20, so we are a few laps away. Oh, well, there's a caution. Rusty Wallace hard in the wall. So we got to race back to the line. I don't see anyone really pressuring us, and we should come across the line. I'll try to get past Junior and Terry Labonte here. I don't think we can, though. Nope, let's just roll it, come across the line, and we will be coming down for pit stop. So I will see you after the caution. All right, so I got spun out, but we can pass all these guys. That was terrible. I don't think I did anything wrong. It kind of looked like I was just dumped. Technically, by NASCAR rules, these guys all passed under the yellow. They got to pit road. Well, let's just say, no, I didn't maintain pit road speed. But had I spun someone else out under yellow and then beat them back to the pit road line, I guaranteed I would have been black flag. They would have caught me for passing under yellow. So we've got some work to do. Hopefully we didn't lose too many spots here, but we'll be on fresh tires. Single file, we might be able to make something happen. See you for the green. Coming back to the green for 15 laps to go. This should go by fairly quickly. We didn't lose but a few spots on that. Green flag is out. We didn't lose but a few spots on that spin, so I'm not too concerned. We're right here with everyone, and we can make a bold move down here. I'm feeling a little bit more aggressive now that everyone is stacked up, and that's sort of like the NASCAR of today. You have to really get a hold of these restarts and make as many moves as you can during them. I mean, these guys are right here for the pickings if we can just make our way through. These laps will tick by very quickly. We got to look on the inside of Rusty Wallace. He has been able to continue. It doesn't look like he's got a DNF. Rusty forces us down. Okay, so Rusty Wallace might be a tad bit angry coming off of that last yellow. We don't have to really push now. We can just sort of roll the bottom. Looks like Nadu is going to push, though. Jerry Nadu has to go. He's seeing his title hopes or chances dwindle lap by lap. Same with Bill Elliott. But we can run this bottom here. Looks like the high lane is getting... Ow, why won't this car turn? The high lane is getting sort of shuffled out here. We'll just follow it on through. Nadu! So Jerry Nadu moves us off the bottom groove. We cannot turn. The car is sliding. And that's the hardest fought 20th spot I've ever faced. Tell you what, Nadu, I should be right there next to Bill Elliott and passing that bottom groove, but no. You want to play hardball, so we will play hardball. I am done with Nadu. Let's see if we can follow Sterling around the 10. Might get a twofer here. Yeah, the 10 is trapped behind the 71, so there goes Johnny Benson down behind us. And it looks like the 9 is going to hold up the top lane as well, as long as Nadu doesn't force us into the 9, which is not out of the realm of question. He's done stupider things before earlier this race. There we go, power through. We've cleared the 9. The car is just pushing so bad. And we're on new tires, for crying out loud. This 25 is not going away. He is fighting for every point he can get. I don't blame him, but for crying out loud, I am much faster than he is. And the 10 goes to pass us as well. You know what? Screw it. I don't need to win. I am better than these guys, and I've proved it. I am not really necessarily going to sweat not being past these guys. Move out of the way. Okay, I lied. I'm going to definitely rough them up, that is for sure. If they think they're faster than me, let them pull away and prove it. But if I can stay right on your back bumper, then you're going to have to either move or get out of the way. Preferably both. Move and get out of the way. All right, less than 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go. Benson may pass Nadu here, making our job to get around Nadu much easier. We'll cool off the tires a bit, make our charge. All too easy. Back marker. Let's see you pass us now, you screw. Oh, well, he's holding tight up there. I tell you, Jerry Nadu, if he had driven like this the whole year, he wouldn't be needing a win. Although he is in 20th, go figure. I don't know what it is about Richmond, but it and I do not get along. The car just doesn't respond well. You know, I suck at it. That's all there is to it. So we'll just power through as best we can. Coming to 6 laps to go, not too shabby. Or no, we're on 7, that's right. The leader had already taken 7 laps to go. So it gives us an extra lap, all the better. Maybe we'll get lucky and like the spring, there'll be sort of a last lap crash to net us points. Gauging from how we were in the spring, I wasn't expecting to do well at this track, but I wanted a little bit better than this. But all these guys in front of us is 4 position. There's no reason why I can't get around all these guys and get a top 15 at least. Come on. Especially later in this run, if their tires fall out, that would be pretty awesome. We might be able to make some moves, especially if Johnny Benson is focused on that high groove. Well, he's going around Dale Jr., so can we. Jr. is barely hanging on. He just really needed to finish the race in a respectable position, and you know, where he's at right now is going to be good enough to go on for the chase, but we're going to try to put him down. I mean, we are equally as fast. We can't really make any moves around here except on the bottom. So what we'd like to do is pass these guys right behind Johnny Benson. Let him root and gouge and force these guys out of the way and take advantage, just like so. Past Junior, past Newman, we are working forward now, and if Marlin can hold up Bill Elliott, old Johnny Benson can reel himself back in. Newman fighting hard up there. I think this is the point where their tires are gone. They're going to start dropping back. We need to start making some forward ground as best we can. Maybe if Benson can spin out old Elliott, that'll be a free spot. All right, coming to 2 laps to go. Okay, our tires are starting to give up a little bit. We washed up a little bit high. Didn't want that to happen. 2 laps to go now. Junior's looking to the inside. We just need to finish. That's all we need to do. It doesn't look like we're going to have any surprise winners coming from outside the top 16, as literally the guys I'm fighting with back here are all the guys that need a win in order to go on. White flag is in the air here. We're going to get Bill. Let's go for a top 15 here. There we go, top 15, right behind Johnny Benson. If he can get held up by Sterling on this last corner, we might be able to do something, but I think these guys are too equal to do much of anything with. Yeah, Benson isn't going to catch Sterling. I'm not going to catch Benson. So we're going to come across the line in 15th to complete the regular season. The chase was never in question. Once we hit win 3 or 4, we were going to be guaranteed. But where does that put us? Who won this thing? Earnhardt. So Earnhardt will pick up his 5th win of the year. That's 3 more bonus points for him. Unfortunately, that puts him close. But, you know, I'm feeling that we're going to have a decent run in our first round. So it's not like we're in fighting mode just yet. So we'll come down pit road, see what brought out that middle of the race caution. I know it was Rusty Wallace involved. Yep, only 5 cars 1 lap down, including Jeff Gordon. That is interesting indeed. Why did Gordon go a lap down? I thought he was really fighting hard up there. Well, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. That's a free spot. So let's zoom on back with Rusty and see where this wreck happened at. There he was on pit road, the yellow flag. Let's try this lap. All right, he's going to get through turn 1. That looks like a pretty tight gaggle. Should be next time around. So we've got Rusty holding up both Stuart Martin, and there's Brandon looking to the inside, right behind Mark Martin there. All right, let's see what happens in turn 1. It doesn't look like Rusty's near anyone. So Rusty was pulling away. Wow, how did Brandon catch him so fast? From this angle, it looked like Rusty was at a dead standstill. So let's take a look at the standings as they are. Brandon and I tied the end of the regular season with 7 wins. Earnhardt with 5, Jared with 3, Gordon and Stewart tied for 2. Bill Elliott missed it by just 108 points. And then Johnny Benson had 5 DNFs this year. And Jerry Nadeau had 4. And you got to wonder, would they have been in the chase had they driven clean races? But this is our 2000 NASCAR Chase Grid after Richmond. Brandon and I are tied with plus 21 points, and we are going to the modern scoring for the chase bracket. So it's easy to identify how many spots that you need to make up. So essentially, Brandon and I have half a field advantage for Chicago, New Hampshire, and Dover. Earnhardt has 15 spots. Jarrett has 9. Gordon and Stewart with 6 spots ahead. And there are a bunch of guys tied heads up, equal points going into Chicago. So the chase kicks off next week at Chicagoland. Let's see if one of us can get into the Contender 12 really quick. But that's going to do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week in Chicago. Take care.